The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus's and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of account. And Hotep and good.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards! And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus!
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons look alike to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through, no one's been shot yet.
But I gotta say, at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
The Obamas is back, and the Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat, Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What's up, fam? It's Friday. We made it. We made it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show last night with Unc. I think it was a really good show. Lots of good laughs and hot takes. It's roll call time. Hotep Yatu Saves. Haram Life Podcast is here. Make sure you check them out on Wednesday nights at 9. Torian, Blunstad, Bro Godzilla, Dre Brown, Kelson is here. Sauce the Prophet. Donata is here. Foley. Darius Donata said, we'll get a rant today, fingers crossed. I don't know. I never know when I'm going to lose my shit. I just, it just happens organically. So who knows what happened to today's episode, but I have some fabulous things we're going to look into in today's show. Yeah. It's going to be spicy today. It's going to be a little spicy today. Shout out to Renee Vogel, our in-house graphic designer. Oz, what up, man? Lauren in the house. Strong Dad Protocol is in the house. Shabaka is in the house. What up, man? Hotep Dax and Knuckle Brew. Federales. Heather's here. Nerd Nash is in the house. We got celebs in the house. And don't forget Hotep Goldstein. What up, Goldstein? Nerd said he ready for Miami. Nerd special guest in Miami this year. What up, Nerd? Can't wait to have you come down, hang with the Hoteps. It's gonna be lit. I want to show you guys something really fast before we get into today's programming. So I've been tightening up Hotep Con. If you go to hotepnation.com, hit the Hotep Con button in the menu. As you can see right here, hold on, let's make this a little bit easier to see for you. As you can see here, secret location. After you buy your ticket, we'll send you an email so you find out the location. And that's just so, you know, we don't have any issues, okay? So secret location, very exclusive. And I've been tightening up the event schedule. So now day one, you're going to have between 2 and 6 p.m. You're going to have check-in, come in, get your badge, get your program, get your goodie bag, et cetera, et cetera. Then 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to start Hotep's Been Told You live. This is a very special version of Hotep's Been Told You. Basically, the topics are going to be picked by the audience. The audience, we pass around some paper, and the audience is going to basically write down things they want us to riff about. We'll put it in a bucket. I'll reach in the bucket, pull it out, and then we'll riff about it. And, of course, cover current events. Then later on that night, I'm sure we'll find some place to hang out or do something. Day two, we're going to start off with an 8 a.m. group walk and a light workout. I stole this one from my family reunion. We do this every year at my family reunion, where we have a little dawn walk and a little light workout. And this will be led by Strong Dad. So we'll plot out a little route to take a walk, and then we'll stop and we'll do a very light workout. Then after that, probably head to breakfast. Then 2 p.m. we'll have a meetup and introductions. That's where everybody gets to meet up. And then, you know, we'll have DJ Protocol in the house with the microphone, and everybody will introduce themselves and say where they're from, et cetera, why they came. 3 p.m. we'll start a little roundtable discussion on the terrace, and maybe sneak a couple of bottles of alcohol in. But we'll have a little roundtable discussion. Basically, just throw some topics out there, and we'll just talk about it as a group. Then from 4 to 6 p.m., we'll do a little terrace. We'll hang out on the terrace and, you know, have some music, you know, maybe a little dancing, some bumping and grinding. I don't know what's going to happen. And then 8 p.m., we'll start game night. We got a very, very special type of game night lined up for you. Very excited about this project. I'm about to be a co-owner in a gaming company. So that's very exciting. Look out for that.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You guys can absolutely love that game. So we're coming out with a new game, and I can't give you any details yet, but I have had preliminary meetings with the team, and that game will actually play. We'll actually play a game that I'll be part owner of. Very, very excited about this. This is like the most genius idea I've come across in years. So look out for that. And then day 3, that's going to be Saturday. I'm going to fill this out some more as well. We're going to have, if you are in our Telegram group, then you'll be able to help curate this experience a bit, and we'll tighten it up. Day 3, 2 to 6 p.m., we'll meet up on the terrace, have a little fun, and then, of course, our farewell feast. Make sure you lock in your VIP event pass now. It's only 4 days left until we hike the price back up, or hike the price up. And of course, it's going to include all access pass to all events, VIP gift bags, and of course, 1 meal each day will be included in this price. We kept the price really tight so that, you know, it includes all of the costs, you know, for the venue and of course, food as well. So really affordable prices on these tickets. And yeah, so those are the details. Just go down here, select tickets, buy your tickets. And don't forget to use coupon code GriftReport to save 10% on your Hotep Con tickets. Can't wait to meet you all. Going to be really, really exciting. Hopefully you all come. Shout out to Angeli. Just became a Hotep initiate. Congratulations, congratulations. Bitcoin noobs, $10 holla, Hotep and Bill.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Appreciate you on the support. Shout out to all of our investors of the channel. We are two investments of $10 or 4 at 5. Appreciate everybody investing in the platform. That being said, it's time to go into today's programming, and we are going to start off with the Men of Order moment of the day. Men of Order moment of the day is brought to you by our flagship product, Apex. Your support in the gym and in the bedroom. Shout out to all the fellas getting that testosterone support. I see y'all. Shout out to all my active men. Use coupon code GriftReport. You see it on the screen there. QR code on the screen works, and also the link in the description box will apply the discount automatically at checkout. With that being said, I want to revisit the topic from yesterday because I had a bit of an epiphany. For some reason today I was, walking around doing my thing, and this video was stuck in my mind and it hit me. It struck me. I mean, here, just in case you missed it yesterday, the simp, brings this girl to on a date at a game. And the kiss cam comes around and she chooses to kiss a complete stranger over the man that brought her there. And he's suffering from beta simpolitis. He hasn't been taking his Apex. And I just want to express a few things. First thing I want to say is women are evil. Women are evil and they're dumb. Okay? They are evil and they're dumb. We're going to break this all down. Then we're going to come back to the beta simpolitis. But women are so self-centered that they don't even think about the beta cuck friend that they have with them. They don't even consider his feelings. They don't consider him at all. The orbiter male friend doesn't even get a consideration. Now I'm going to tell you how they're dumb. You're dumb because you just kissed a man with pizza mouth over the man that brought you there. So basically, you're putting equity into something that's not going to grow. Meanwhile, you have a man sitting right there who invested time and money into you, and you don't even try and milk that equity. You don't try to place any investment in that equity with the man sitting right next to you. You'd rather kiss a complete stranger. You'd rather risk the herpes of a complete stranger, which makes you dumb. It would make sense to put gas in the cars that are going where you're going. But we got to talk about the beta simpolitis. Beta simpolitis is so repulsive. It dries the coochie up. It makes her want to kiss a complete stranger with pizza breath over you. So both parties are in the wrong here. You're wrong for being a complete beta because you should have linked in for the kiss. When the kiss came, you're supposed to grab it like, blah. You're supposed to just go in and do your thing, dog. But the beta simpolitis kicked in. And because you didn't take charge, she went for other options. And that was your opportunity. Your opportunity was presented. But the beta simpolitis is so much of a turnoff that she'd rather kiss a complete stranger with pizza breath. It's such a sad combination. But I must reiterate, women are evil. And they're evil because they're self-centered. Because you're more concerned with your own self than the people that invested in you. The people that actually care about you. A complete stranger versus the individual that cares about you. What does a kiss cost? Now I can see if you didn't kiss nobody. All right, that makes sense. But to kiss a complete total stranger over the man next to you, that is diabolical. So fellas, beware. Beware. These women don't give about you. JBB says they're evil because they can be.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Lauren said if you need to ask for consent, then you don't have it. Damn. That's going to be controversial. Axel Foley says sporting events been faking those for years, mainly NBA. Listen, we still got to teach the lessons, man. Real or fake? I think that one was real. But we still got to teach the lessons. Yeah, he could have had the herps. RFK speaking today at the Bitcoin conference. I don't give a shit. Think I give a damn what RFK got to say about Bitcoin? I give a damn what RFK got to say about Bitcoin. Bitcoin gonna be Bitcoin with or without RFK. RFK is a grifter.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
He ain't got no shot in hell of running. He's still running. For what? For what? You like that beta simpolitis? Yeah. That's a brainchild of Men of Order. menoforder.com. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. Let's go to the grifter of the day. Grifter of the day is sponsored by America's favorite award show, Grifties, the Grifties, grifties.com. Go vote for me for a grifter of the day or nominate somebody over at grifties.com. With that being said, we got our first grifter of the day, and I got to tell you, I don't like this grift at all. At all. At all. iBaseball_1 says, my name is Michael. I'm a 31-year-old black man, and I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. I like the message, but what the hell is this? Y'all gotta stop, yo. Y'all gotta stop with the cosplay shit. Y'all gotta stop with the Halloween shit. I'm sick of this. Leave Malcolm X alone. Y'all not about to pop nobody. Y'all not about to pop nothing. Y'all just want to cosplay and pretend you live in an era you didn't grow up in. They made the picture grayscale and everything. Black and white photo. These niggas need to be stopped. Stop cosplaying. Come up with your own brand. These was serious. This ain't nothing to be joking about. When Malcolm X was peeping out his window, nigga, he had serious threats on his life. Y'all peeping out the window to cosplay. Y'all peeping out the window for clicks and likes. You are not the same. You are not the same. This is absolutely shitty behavior. I do not support it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't even care if you're being funny. The shit corny. We got to find something else better to do with our time. I'm sick of these niggas cosplaying a time they didn't grow up in. Absolutely sick of it. Now we got to bump that back. No, we got to bump this back. We got to go right here first. Now I ran across this video. Some of y'all like, Hotep Jesus, how come you haven't talked about this? Oh, you know, I like to, time things. And today my intuition told me today was a perfect time. I don't know why, but let's take a listen.
It was late in the evening when my phone buzzed with a Twitter notification that Nick Fuentes was caught red-handed looking at tranny porn. I couldn't believe it. I laughed. Soon after, the Groypers were doing damage control claiming Mr. Krabs 9000 was a fake account. Naturally, I had to get to the bottom of it. Nick Fuentes and his followers claimed this account, Mr. Krabs 9000, was forged by a disgruntled white nationalist to smear him. Nick posted screenshots to his newly created Punished Hoopla account. I questioned Michael Alberto, and he claimed the account tricked him, that he wasn't a member of Nick's private chat where he drops his new Twitter alts. But he wasn't the only one tricked. You had Dalton Clodfilter, Kai Clips, several Groiper generals, Groiper accounts, and even Ethan Ralph himself, all fooled by this supposed fake account. Either this was the best forgery in history, or it was Nick's account. I compared the archived tweet to the video and it was a match. I compared the tweets to older posts by Nick. Nick would always choose a SpongeBob-themed account. It was all starting to fit. Nick went live and his chat was in full revolt. All mods were assembled. Nick spent several minutes live on air checking his phone, and then the account was gone. Before you discount my investigation, let's go over some key pieces of evidence that point to this being real. Nick chooses SpongeBob-themed accounts. He has said having sex with women is gay.
Dating women is gay. Having sex with women is gay. And having sex with men is gay. And you know, it's all gay.
He has been caught looking at aesthetic boys on Instagram. He went on a date with Catboy Cammy, also known as Lolly Socks. Ultimately, it is up to you what you choose to believe. I have no smoking gun to show you, but based on what you've seen, Nick is at best an asexual weirdo, and at worst, a closeted homosexual. For now, the case remains open, but I will solve this mystery, because I am the Cum Detective.
First of all, Lolly Socks is a hell of a name. That's a plausible name right there. That's first of all. Number two, yo, that edit, the edit alone got me like, nah, this is fire. This is fire. The edit alone, because this reminds me of, what was this? What was this from? What is this a spoof of? I can't remember the name of this movie. And then they did a remake, but something, had Warren Beatty in it. What was the name of it? Dick Tracy. Thank you. Dick Tracy. Then they did another one after that. Not Watchmen. It was Dick Tracy, and then there's another one after that. I think it started with a B. The one with P.I. Noir, I think that's the other one. But the one with Warren Beatty. Somebody look up the one with Warren Beatty. I forget the name of that. Sin City's in that same vein, but it's not the same like mystery type thing. James Cagney, right. Yeah, I believe that's the original Dick Tracy. No, or is that? So, I love that. I love that throwback, that nostalgia. Nah, not Max Payne. Not Casablanca. Hold on, let me, while they, cut grass outside of my window. Oh, it was Dick Tracy. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was Dick Tracy. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one with Warren Beatty. I was thinking of Bulworth. No, not Bulworth. Not Bulworth. That's what I was thinking of Bulworth. That's why I said B. It's Dick Tracy. I'm sorry. Dick Tracy. Yeah, that was the one. Absolute classics. Now, people have been saying this about Nick. Rudy has been saying this about Nick. And you know me. I need clear-cut evidence and proof that Nick Fuentes is a T-boy, T-girl. I don't even know how to classify that. But I need some more evidence before I can definitively say that's an issue with him. But I'll say this, Nick, you got to show up with a chick ASAP, bro. You got to go on a date with it. You got to do something, bro. we got to see you next to some titties ASAP.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
It's looking crazy out here, bro. It's looking crazy out here. Niggas talking about you a T-boy lover? Ooh, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. So if I was you, I'd go on a date ASAP. You know, you might want to do some pop the balloon shit or something. Get you a couple of white baddies and do a pop the balloon event or something. I don't know. But this ain't a good look, dog. This ain't a good look. Chat, what do you think? You think that those allegations are real? I don't know what to believe, to be honest. To be honest, I don't know what to believe. Because when you're hated and you're at the top, people make up stuff about you. People will do all types of stuff, you know, when you're super popular. So I don't know what to believe. But the fact we ain't seen Nick with no girls is very concerning. That's all I'm going to say. It's very concerning. Jabari, do the $5 holla. I'd rather you cosplay as Malcolm X than him put on a dress or tight pants wearing New Blacks. That's true. That's true. If we had to compare and contrast, I definitely prefer that. Carlos said he's guilty. Robert says, not sure if Nick is gay, but I don't think he likes girls. Renee says, I believe that they are false. Yeah. Jabari Judah, Amber Rose would be a great beard for Nick. Listen, that's what he need to do. He need to go and be seen with Amber Rose. That'll definitely help him out. Nick Fuentes 20v1, yeah. Let it die. You are stupid. I don't know what to believe, but Nick got to show up with some hoes ASAP, man. ASAP, because these allegations look crazy. Anyway. He on the spectrum? Yeah, maybe. He called himself sexually ambiguous? Did he? J.A. said he seems very asexual. No kind of vibes coming off him at all. I know what asexual means, but what does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, we know what asexual means, but what does that mean? Like, what does that say about the person that they're asexual? Like, what's going on there? Isn't that a bit androgynous? I don't know. To be continued. Taraji P. Henson's out here auditioning for another movie.
What it's like to be black and brown in this country. My God. Who do we call, huh? Who do we call when we need help? Who will protect us? That's what it's.
Somebody said, FBA Brittany said, Taraji embarrassing herself again for the Democrats, shaking my head. How low do they have to stoop to try and scrape up some catfish nugget votes? This is offensive. Is this real? Is this new? I'm going to say this. If it is real, this is related to the Democrats or anything like that. She's acting. It's clearly acting. And I'm going to go ahead and say that anything that Taraji P. Henson does outside of the studio is acting. I'm just going to go ahead and say it just like that. I'm going to just say it. I think it's all an act. And maybe she's been promised something behind the scenes. You know, maybe they said, you know, you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. And she's auditioning, and maybe she'll actually get a movie where she gets paid what she thinks she deserves. And I think that maybe that's what this might be motivated by. Saying, look, you know, how much tap dancing do I got to do before I get a movie that pays me what I want to be paid? Because that's what she was complaining about. She calls us ashy hoteps, Taraji. Does she? That's not good. Nah, I think that's makeup. You know, she's probably doing, what's the brother name? Tyler Perry. She's probably doing a Tyler Perry movie. And anytime you're dealing with a Tyler Perry movie, basically, at some point, a black man's going to kick a black woman's ass. So that's why she's got that makeup on, like somebody kicked her ass. I mean, that's what, Tyler Perry does. You know, he makes movies for black women. and makes black men look bad. So that's pretty much the gist of that. But it's concerning. It's concerning. However, not everybody is falling for the nonsense. There's a lot of pushback to these women who are copping pleas for Kamala, and one of them happens to be a black man. Let's take a look.
I'm going to just be real honest with this. She's a black woman.
Yeah, because they skin folk, not Kim folk.
I think it goes back to what somebody was saying, where it's not voting for someone, but majority will vote for somebody else just to
Hold on. Let me line this out.
I think majority.
Is it only because she a black woman?
Yeah.
Do you not see how that's a bad idea?
Elaborate.
Okay, so
look at ABL. Y'all see ABL come on the screen? Look at ABL popping in at just the right moment, like a good grifter would.
We're in 3 proxy wars.
Wait a second. DJ Protocol said Anton Daniels and the Bag Chasers. Carlos said Anton Daniels, old grifted ass. This the new class of grifters? Is this the new class? I don't know. I don't know who the new class of black conservatives are. You guys got to fill me in.
With some of the most powerful leaders in the world. She failed at the border, in which we have an estimation of 15 to 20 million people illegally into this country. That is literally overtaking and bankrupting Chicago to the tune of over $400 million per year, and they are in a deficit. Oakland is going out of business. San Francisco, ditto. California, $65 billion deficit. New York, they're literally cutting trash, in which they are the rattiest, dirtiest city, and they've taken up resources as far as free healthcare, free hotels to the tune of $600 a day. They're literally taking over your schools. Your taxpayer dollars are going to fund the migrant crisis. She was supposed to be in charge of this. We have a failing economy. Every single day I see people getting on the internet talking about $30 an hour is the new minimum wage because inflation is fucking out of control. At one point, it was at almost 10%, depending on what city that you in. She has no policy, no record to stand on. One of the biggest things that she did in her career was lock up more black men than ever before. But we sitting here and vote her in office on identity politics. The very person that she was under as far as the president of the United States of America, she called him racist during the debate, which shows you how fake she is. And the only thing that we can stand on from a policy perspective is whether or not she's black and she's a woman. We did that during the Obama administration, and he didn't do anything for black people. As a matter of fact, y'all complain because the only person that he did, or the only group of people that he really stood for, is the alphabet community, and that's his landmark thing that he's still standing on today. So the only thing that we have to stand on is identity politics. That shit didn't work with Tiffany Henyard in Dayton, Illinois. It didn't work with Karen Bass. It didn't work with Lori Lightfoot in Chicago. It didn't work with Brandon Johnson that then took over her position in Chicago. It didn't work with Andre Dickens in Atlanta. It didn't work with Eric Adams in New York. It doesn't work across the country. Every single Democratic city is a hellhole. And we sitting here talking about identity politics?
The chat is feeding me lots of information. Let's go through this. Noel says Anton, he's big into self-promotion, which is contradictory because he claims Christ. Zanthoven said he's not to be trusted. DP said, HJ, your name has been mentioned a couple of times on his panels. Really? Like how? Like, was it from him? Was it from other people? Who was mentioning me on his panel? Yeah, ABL was the only person I recognize. I don't know who this new class of grifters are. I don't know who they are. Protocol said he's a pretty big streamer, has some 50-50 takes, SOE shows. I make it through. Others I get cut off. Oh, interesting. It's Just Me said, I don't think he's grifting. I think he worried black people finna elect another Obama term because they think Harris is black. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you. It's Just Me. You need to listen to the rest of these niggas tell you. If the rest of these niggas is telling you he a grifter, he's a grifter. I don't know shit about him. But if Protocol, Zanthoven, and the rest of these cats go, yo, we don't fuck with him, you might want to listen. You might want to listen. Steph said they be stealing my takes. Is this another group of people stealing my takes? Well, good for them. Good for them. Good for them. Anton was cooking. Yeah, he was cooking. It was basic bitch talking points, but he was cooking. You know, he just reading, stats off of paper. He basically shames and blames and explains to black women all day. Is that what he does? Carlos said Anton only in this bitch for himself. Why were they mentioning me on his show? He claims capitalize no matter the cost. Steph Colonel said, I wouldn't be caught dead on that stream. Really? Damn, is it that bad? Really? Mike Jones said that Anton God babbles nonstop. I can't stomach his content. Yeah, I'm learning a lot. The Dizzer says Anton is a grifter for sure, but I'll F with his takes from time to time. Yeah, I mean, that's the signs of a good grifter. A grifter has to have good takes from time to time in order to sustain their reign. Somebody in the chat said, the great one said, bro, that nigga was sounding just like you, Hotep Jesus. Period. He's for us. Okay. Frederico El Padrino, $10 holla. Talk to him yourself because he's down to earth. I follow him. He's pretty conservative. Red pill-ish. Appreciate you for the $10 holla.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
These niggas know where I'm at. If they want to holler, they can holler. Lauren says she cool on Anton. It's a no for me. See, if Lauren's... See, this is what I'm saying. I got to go with my OG Hoteps. Noel said because his takes are taken from others. So that's what he does? Is that what he does? He takes other people's stuff. I still want to know what was said on his podcast. Who said that? That I was mentioned on his podcast. Trying to scroll up and see who said that. Who said that? Who said it? You heard my name. Zanthoven, $10 holla. He says some good-ish, but then if you listen, he truly has no morals, no loyalty, no honor. Only out for himself. The type of nigga to snitch on us for trying to lead a revolution. Oh my God. Really? Wow. He's not here for the Hoteps? Really? He don't fuck with the Hoteps? Your name being mentioned wasn't negative. Anton was asked if he had ever heard your name. So my name was brought up. And okay, so my name was brought up. He's for the Hotep 100%, is he? All right. Tell Anton holla, if he want to chat and shit, if not, whatever. I'm not familiar with him. I just saw this clip and I thought it was a solid clip, I wanted to show you, mostly because the black woman said, she was going to vote for Kamala because she's black. And I'm just like, nigga, really? Really, nigga? And I like some of the stats he brought up, Here's my thing, right? When it comes to situations like Kamala and all, and politics in general, I don't got time to be looking at the stats. It's a very ignorant thing to say, right? What do you mean, Hotep? You got to look at the stats. No, I don't. No, I don't. You might need to look at the stats. But after I, read a couple of stories and, get a little bit of, evidence, I tend not to remember that stuff. It's unimportant to me, mostly because the things I use to make up my mind are are very different. Dr. Inky said I'm a social scientist, so that's the title I'm running with now. I'm a social scientist. So I look at social cues, right? So I look at body language. I look at the way somebody speaks. For example, if they make a point, do they provide evidence to support that point? Because I remember when Doug Burgum was debating on a debate stage, compared to everybody else, he would say something and then he'd back it up with a whole lot of evidence. And I was like, yo, I like this guy. I like this guy, Doug. He's sharp and at least he backs up his points, where everybody else is sort of just rhetoric. And that's what I noticed with Kamala. It's a lot of rhetoric. But for me, trying to support Kamala has very little to do with her policies. It's very much a no for me because, number one, she's a DEI hire.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I mean, fucking Biden said it. She's a DEI hire. She didn't earn it. She's a DEI hire. I don't really care about, her mass incarceration record. I don't care about her record as border czar because that's way above her pay grade. She's taking orders, and that was part of the Marxist plot. So I don't put none of that stuff on her. For me, it's just that she seems like a bumbling, babbling idiot. And we can't have somebody running the country that's a complete idiot. Also, I look at things selfishly, right? Like, who's going to be better for me, right? And I know that when Trump's in office, I make more money. I noticed that when Democrats are in office, or at least during the Joe Biden administration, my income took a hit severely. Not only did my income take a hit, but my expenses went up. It has more to do with the party alignment than anything, right? We know her track record on guns. That's enough for me to say no to her. When she says she wants to ban assault weapons, that's enough for me to say, no, I'm good on her. Anybody talking about taking my guns away is just a bad idea. But, outside of all of that, a big thing for me is the pandemic. Man, that's a really big one for me. When I look at these black women and black men and even some of the white liberals, and they got their mask on and they're just so obedient, and many of these people supported, mass vaccinations, and it's a big no for me. It's a huge, huge no for me. It's a huge, huge, huge no for me. So, I'm not sitting up here memorizing a whole bunch of stats. Another thing is, I'm not willing to debate. People who, I'm not willing to debate a Democrat. There was a point in time where I was like, yo, I want to debate a Democrat. And now I've gotten to the point where, like, it's repulsive. Like, it's almost an insult to my intelligence. It's a complete waste of time because nobody's mind is going to be changed. And all I'm going to do is end up cussing somebody out. Like, nigga, you just fucking stupid. You a bitch. Like last time we had a nigga in the Twitter spaces and he came with his Democrat talking points. My response was, you a bitch. You can't say that in a debate. But that's where I'm at. That's where the Hotep Jesus brand is at. You want to vote for Biden? You a bitch. I'm not looking up no stats, no track records and all that. No, nigga, I know a bitch when I see one, and you a bitch. It's just that simple. Everybody that's gonna be blue gonna stay blue, and everybody that's red gonna stay red. So I have absolutely zero desire to debate anybody on this subject. However, I do prepare for other types of debates, like the effects of communism on a society, the concept of patriotism, which leans into jingoism, the creation of the United States of America, the creation of, central banking, like these things, now I'm going to be able to recall some things, because these are things that I feel are a bit more important than, Kamala's track record. Kamala, she's just, she's a pawn. Like imagine me arguing with somebody over a pawn, like not even a bishop, a knight, or a rook, or a queen. She's a pawn. I like talking big bucks. If we're not talking central banking, we're going to talk banking today. If we're not talking central banking, we ain't talking banking, we ain't talking Agenda 2030, we ain't talking, aristocracy, not even aristocracy, oligarchy. You ain't really talking about nothing. You're not talking about, you talking about presidential candidates. You're not talking about nothing. You're just not. You just, you're caught up in the game. You're caught up in the game. And that's the whole trick. To get y'all arguing over, who's right, who's wrong, who's the better candidate, and, the Trump versus. Last night we were on the show and Unc said, there were debates happening online. I'm like, really? I don't see the debates. And I think mostly because I be scrolling past them shits. I'm not watching y'all debate these motherfuckers. Shit's stupid to me. I'm over here researching the fucking Milner's kindergarten. I'm going back to the inception of Western civilization. I want to see how we got to where we got. I'm in the deep state.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I'm researching the deep state. The deep state. And y'all want to argue over the pawn. So, and I'm saying this because I tried to picture myself in a debate. Like, what angle would you take, if you were in one of these debates to ask you to come debate? And I was just like, I'm not going to have a whole lot of facts to give you. I'm going to have a lot of questions. But, my brain doesn't function in a manner that would allow me to operate in a debate arena. It just, my brain just doesn't want to compute anything. It doesn't want to think of arguments. It's like I just come to the point where I'm not arguing with you. If you want to sit there and you want to continue to do the same thing that you did last time, and last time didn't get you any results, and the time before that didn't get you any results, and the time before that didn't get you. You know what the real issue is? I just realized what the real issue is. The reason why my brain can't formulate arguments against Democrats is because they don't have an actual argument.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I just figured it out. That's why it won't work. Because they don't have anything to substantiate making such dumbass decisions. So there's nothing for me to argue. If there's no argument, how can I argue something that has no argument? It's not possible. Because the only thing they come back to is this red hat is a symbol of white supremacy, the white man bad and evil. But I'm not afraid of the white man. I've deprogrammed myself over the years of this concept of white supremacy, this concept of white man bad. I tweeted out earlier, I said the more informed you become, the less you become involved in identity politics and groupthink, right? And this was something I talked to Shaka about. I was hanging out with Shaka at his crib in Harlem. And we were, I was explaining to him Hotep Nation, and, I just wanted to make sure he was comfortable with it. And I was like, yo, we got a lot of white people in Hotep Nation. And I don't have any animosity towards white people. And he was like, he said to me something fascinating. He said, the more people educate themselves, the less you see them get involved in racial politics. And I was like, word. It's like the more I read, the more I understand our world, the less I fall into this, black power thing, right? Because the fuck is black power? Right? What is white power? The people who run around screaming black power have no kinetic power. These people who scream white power have no kinetic power. This is rhetoric of the impoverished. Because black power is subjective. We're not even on the same page. I realized this with the dawn of Black Lives Matter, where I'm looking at an issue where we're talking about, let's say we're breaking down critical race theory, right? And I always say this. I say, when we're talking about critical race theory, there's one particular study we have to do to analyze the problem, right? Because I don't look at things from a racial point of view. I view them from an empire point of view. So if the black people are a nation, what is their empire like? What is their nation like? So the first thing I go to is economics, right? But the economics conversation is destroyed because capitalism is evil. The white man created capitalism. But again, me being an informed individual, I understand that economics is nature. It's natural because you have to get your food, clothing, shelter from some place. Goods are going to be exchanged and transferred. So I asked myself, well, what is the first study we need if we're going to talk about the black nation here is, what is the GDP and GNP of the black community? The second part to that study is, what are those goods and services? The third part is, of those goods and services, which ones are wants, which ones are needs? Because if your economy is predicated upon wants and not needs, well, it's a shaky road. For example, China. China puts out products we need. Everybody's under the illusion that you need shoes. I think shoes are important. I don't think, you should always wear shoes, but another story for another day. Shoes are important. Computer chips, all types of. So China has these. Well, what is it that black people produce that is a need? Because when we're talking about power is a dependency dynamic. You're dependent on this country because they have oil, and they're dependent on you because you have this. And so it's a dependency issue we're having here. So we're looking at the black nation. What is it that they are dependent upon? This is part of the economic study. What are they dependent upon, right? This is why I can't enter these debates, because look where I'm talking, right? We just had the other day, Kamala and them, they organized Zoom and they raised millions of dollars. And I'm saying to myself, Could have built schools with that money. Could have helped parents. You could have helped the impoverished. You could have helped the homeless. You could have done a lot of things with that money, but that money goes to the Democrats, to government, which comes back to dependency. So I look at your own personal politics and beliefs, right? And your own personal politics and beliefs either say, I want to learn to do for self, or I want somebody to do something for me. Okay? Anytime you look at an individual and they want somebody else to do something for them, you're talking about feminine energy, dependent energy. Oh, that nigga better buy me new shoes. That nigga better. This is female behavior where they're looking for the government to do for them, right? Okay. Now, role play here. Let's say we believe in this concept of white supremacy, systemic racism. Okay, so we have a system of white supremacy. And this group of white people have murdered you to the tune of billions of lives. When we, factor in the Belgian Congo of King Leopold, the Ma'afa in Africa, and Planned Parenthood, we're talking about to the tunes of billions of lives. So they don't see you as human, and the track record is proving that. Okay. Cool. So your ask is for them to recognize your humanity. But if they don't see you as human, it is not them that has to see your humanity. You have to see their lack of humanity.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
So if you recognize that these individuals have no humanity, why would you ask them for anything? They have no humanity. They're not going to come true. All right, so let's put that aside. Let's come back to dependency. So then I go, okay, what is it you're going to do with your politics after Kamala gets elected? If she gets elected, right? What are you going to do? Well, the government need to do this, and the government need to do that, and the government need to do this, and the government need to do that, and give us this and give us that. And I'm thinking to myself, what are my own internal politics? Do I think, am I one of those people that thinks Fox News owes me something? That, Tim Pool owes me something? That, Anton or whatever owes me? Like, it's like these people who build a platform, right? Like I had this one girl come to me and she was like, how come I haven't been on Rogan yet? And I'm just like, why do you feel entitled to be on somebody else's platform? Number one. And number two, why are you so concerned with that instead of building your own platform? So some people would say, Hotep Jesus, how come they don't recognize you? How come they don't recognize you? I'm like, I don't see myself as somebody asking to be on somebody else's platform. I see myself as a competitor. Fox News is my competition. Daily Liar is my competition. I love Alex Jones to death. He's my competitor. I see myself as equals. I don't see them above me. So this is our own internal politics issue we have here when we're thinking about this black mind and this Kamala thing, where your own personal politics is fucked up. You think somebody owe you something. The only person that owes you anything is you owe yourself. You owe yourself the desire to provide for self, the belief that you can achieve on your own without anyone's help. Build it out the mud. And that's why I love the Republican platform over the Democratic platform. I've heard people say things like, the Republicans don't love you. I'm like, bitch, you need a hug or something?
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I don't want these motherfuckers to love me. I love me. You need to see a fucking therapist if you're out here looking for love from politics. This is war we talking about here, and you over here looking for a fucking hug. I can't relate to that. They say, well, Republicans ain't gonna do shit for us. And I'm like, exactly. That is my desired goal, to have government do nothing for us. It might sound counterintuitive, but the government's not here to do stuff for us. That's not its role. What we want is less government. We want them to do less things. Don't you understand that? The entire money laundering system is predicated upon a problem. The entire siphoning of tax dollars to steal is predicated upon you. And a lot of these blue cats know this. And that's what they want. They want a budget, because every time you come up with a problem, they create a committee. That committee comes with a budget. And then that budget is taxpayer dollars, let's say, right? And what they do with this budget is they pay people. Some of that money goes to consultants. Now, the consultants are looking at it like, yo, we're getting, $500,000 off of this committee a year. How do we keep this revenue stream going? You cannot solve the problem. So what it becomes is, it becomes a marketing scheme where the committees aren't solving problems. They're marketing the problem to raise money to keep the game going. So every time you bring up new problems and things for the Democrats and Republicans or the government to solve, you're just trying to figure out a new black hole to send money into. And it's not even a black hole. The money is literally going to individuals. And they're not you. But some of these blue cats know that because they sit on these committees.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
They are literally paid to keep the problems going. And they know that if this problem were to no longer be a thing in your mind, right? They create a committee and black people say this is a problem. The minute the black community says, hey, you know what? We don't even care about that no more. That person loses their job. They become irrelevant. And you're starting to see that now with some of the, black pundits losing relevancy, Don Lemon losing relevancy, because it's starting to see that the black community has certain problems we just don't give a fuck about no more. It's only so long you can keep people under a spell. And legacy media is dying. And that's why I can't debate a Democrat, because I'd have to first give you this lecture I just gave you. What was that, like a 10-minute lecture? I'd first have to give you a 10-minute lecture on how I view the problem and how you're not living in reality and you just live with feminine energy, because you are saying, what is government going to do for me? And I'm saying, leave me the fuck alone, government. I'll figure my own problems out. Then the last piece to the puzzle is, it seems like the more civil rights we get, the more gestures we get from government, the worse the problem gets. We take a look at the per capita black bank owners then versus now. I mean, during the Jim Crow era, black wealth was much different. Black morals was much different. We were printing our own money. We had our own banks. We had our own wealth. And that's why I like the Republicans so much, because, for example, I would completely destroy their healthcare system. If I were to dictate the United States, I would take the healthcare system and end it immediately. Immediately. You no longer get benefits. Grandma, you name it. Why? Why? It's because I want to be mean? No, it's not because I want to be mean. It's because I care. And because I understand that our medical system is broken. And basically what we're doing is we're funding a broken system.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Those machines and medications you got grandma connected to is killing your grandma. Those medications that you say is keeping grandma alive, next year you'll be adding another medication. She's already got 25 pills she's taking. Next year it'll be 26. The year after that will be 27. Because each pill has side effects. You need a new pill to counteract the side effects. Because now you got new shit growing in your body. Right? So what does that mean? After we destroy, you can't get big pharma no more. So if you care about grandma, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to seek alternatives. And those alternatives essentially going to save grandma. Because now you'll be looking at naturopath. I'm going to bring a naturopath. I got a cousin who's a naturopath. I'm going to bring her on, talk to y'all about fertility and some other things. But it's going to force you to stop fucking going to McDonald's. Stop going to Wendy's. You're going to have to take a look at your diet. I mean, how is it that we have something called the Food and Drug Administration, yet they govern the shit out of supplements? They govern the shit that you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't do that. However, McDonald's gets to operate with all of the chemicals in their products. How is it that during the pandemic, they closed the gyms but kept McDonald's open in the middle of a health crisis? So coming back to my premise, how can I argue with you about Kamala Harris? Notice that everything I just said has nothing to do with Kamala Harris, has everything to do with your worldview. So we first need to argue your worldview before we get to the pawns. And your worldview is fucked up. Your personal politics are defunct, derelict. They're juvenile. What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? I'm sorry. I went a little long on that. Palmetto Parks, $10 holla. HJ, ever since I came across the Grift report, everyone's political views seem even more stupid. You said it perfectly yesterday. Hotep really is the most logical way of thinking politically.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
This is it. This is the final destination. You've made it. This is it. Because I'm going to tell you why we're different. I'm going to tell you one of the main reasons why we're different. And this goes back to people who vote for Kamala or want to vote for Kamala. Okay. Because many content creators create content to ingratiate themselves with PACs, sponsors, political figures. So they know if they make certain types of content, they can be a part of that budget we discussed. KOL budget, key opinion leader budget. They want to be a part of that. We're not in the budget. We're not interested in being in the budget. We're dedicated to the truth. That's what we built this platform on, dedicated to the truth. Whether it's blue, red, or somewhere in between, we're dedicated to the truth. So because our interest isn't in impressing people, you get the raw truth. You don't get an agenda. Whereas everybody else goes, okay, I've got to go hardline right so that I can get some of this PAC money. So Black Rifle Coffee will sponsor me. So this, that. And there's no dig on Black Rifle Coffee. I don't know that politics is just an example I threw out there, but that's what they're thinking, right? And this is coming from a place of lack instead of a place of abundance. And that's the big issue. Torion 499 said, we need these rants clipped and archived. Hey, clip that. Put that out, man. That's my response to everybody voting for Kamala, man. It's just like, where's your worldview at? Middleman Reek, $20 holla, appreciate you.
This a real Hotep brother.
Dante Martin 199. We may be humans, but everyone isn't sapiens. This is correct. Knuckle Brew, $2 holla. Mastered Ultra Instinct monologue. Keep banging.
This a real Hotep brother.
That's what that was. It was just a stream of consciousness. But that's how I view this whole shit, where it's just like y'all arguing about Kamala, and I'm just like, do y'all understand the human organism first? Can we understand Maslow's hierarchy of need? Can we understand psychology? Like, some things we got to handle first. Like, after you get Kamala, you are actually asking government. You want government to put pen to paper after they show you the track record of how they destroyed your community with the same acts that you asked for? I can't debate you. This shit sounds stupid. Hotep Daxter, 28 Canadian dollars.
This a real Hotep brother.
HJ, do Hoteps care if blacks procreate with Pogs/Latinas? You know what? Let's go right there. Damn, how did I not? Look at this. I'm running a little long today. I'm sorry, but let's put this on the screen. So Floyd Mayweather pops out with the Latina John. Okay, you see that right there? The fine Latina. And people are going to say what they want to say, you know, whatever. Is she attractive? She's not my type. I'm actually not attracted to these type of women. In some ways, they make my stomach turn. But she's dedicated to the gym, which is a good sign. Her quads are on point, right? So these are things I'm looking for to see. Like, what's your dedication like to your own personal self? You know, what's your dedication like to your own personal self? And you see right there, boom, you see that quad? Okay, so shorty hitting the gym. She definitely want to look good. The boobs, I'm sure she went to Dr. Miami and got, you know, whatever. But the thing is, and I spent a lot of time thinking about this, you know, this whole miscegenation thing. And it's two ways to look at this. Is either you're looking at this as an individual or you're looking at it as a group. As a group, I say no. As an individual, I say, you might want to get you a Latina. You might want to get you a Becky. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you money. It's going to save you a fucking headache. Where is it? How did this not make it? So a woman said, I saw a woman, I'm going to try to tell you what she said. Basically what she said about Mayweather and this woman here. He said, you know, men go after women like this instead of black women, right? She said, because these women are fine and they will shut up. But a black woman is fine and won't shut up. And that's true. That's fucking true. Black women are fucking annoying, bro. I just, you know, it's they're annoying because they're American, right? And they've never been taught they've never gone to finishing school. We keep coming back to this. Never gone to finishing school. They don't know how to deal with men. They don't know how to deal with male egos. They don't know how to use their femininity. Most importantly, they have not mastered their femininity, because when you master your femininity, you know how to get your point across without using your mouth.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
We're getting deep here today. When women master their femininity, they know when and where to speak. Right? A common thing, untrained women, let's not say black women, let's say untrained women, mostly American. Untrained women will argue with you or challenge you. This is the big part. They will challenge you in front of your friends, in front of your family, and in front of your children. When you look at the Indian circles, their women don't challenge them in those environments. Their women wait until they are in the bedroom alone, and then they go, hey, we were talking earlier, and I don't know about such and such. And then you have that conversation privately. But sometimes when men are speaking to their children, to their friends, to their family, their women challenge them in front of other people. And what this does is it damages your credibility. It brings your credibility into question in a very subconscious way, right? Because even though you're able to argue and articulate your point, at the end of the day, your woman just challenged you, which means y'all not on the same page, which means she's not on your agenda. There can only be one agenda in a relationship. Either the woman has the agenda or the man has the agenda. Okay? Can't have two agendas. So when a man lays out the agenda, a lot of times black women want to challenge that agenda. The issue is when an untrained woman wants to challenge your agenda, she's doing that based upon preconceived notions that come from mainstream thought, that come from universities, that come from TV, that come from uneducated and uninformed friends and family, because they do things the mainstream way. And that's really what this comes down to. Untrained women, women who haven't been to finishing school, that don't know how to deal with men. But Latinas are trained by their mothers as to how to deal with men. Listen, when men are talking, especially when it's a group of men are talking, you be quiet. You wait until you in the bedroom, put on something sexy, then you talk to him. And you find you get a lot farther with your man. See, like they know how to seduce, man. That's why the cartel use them so good, because they'll set you up. The Asian woman, they train their daughters on how to manipulate men, right? Because this is all forms of manipulation. You can manipulate for good, you can manipulate for bad. But they train their daughters on how to manipulate their husbands for the benefit of the family, so that you don't have issues, you don't have arguments, or you decrease the amount of arguments you have. And the main issue is these American women are trained on mainstream thought. They are trained on K through 12, 4 years university, go get a good job. That's what they're trained on. So everything else, their socio-economic view on life is going to fit inside of that mainstream box of K through university. A woman who adores a college degree, who thinks that's something to get, is somebody who doesn't understand our world, doesn't understand America. I mean, America has money literally falling out of the sky, and it's a million ways to get it. But they only know one way. That's deleterious to the growth of the family. Because it's 1,000 different ways to get money out here. It's 1,000 ways to grift. So if she can't even fathom other ways to get money, how is she going to fathom other ways to have a relationship with God? Other ways to have a relationship with other people? Other ways to make differences in this world? Other ways to so on and so forth. So that's the main. I don't care. Like, his wife is white. It's probably a lot easier for him. She probably goes along with his agenda. Remember, a relationship can only have one agenda. And either the man has the vision or the woman has the vision. And they got to work towards that one agenda. A lot of times black men be having the agenda and black women want to challenge them. It's just like and here's the key, because this is a business gem I'm going to give y'all. It actually doesn't matter what the agenda is, so to speak. Because if you're walking together in a particular direction, you can't lose. You can't lose. But y'all got to be on the same page, on the same agenda with really fucking high goals. Really fucking, I mean, like stratospheric. See, I just added that to my vocabulary. Stratospheric goals. And if the man has a vision, she's got to just trust and fall in line, and everything will work itself out. But it can only be one agenda. You cannot have two different agendas. It's just going to create confusion. I'm Puerto Rican. I grew up learning how to take care of a home, my kids, and my husband. I'm proud of it, being good at it. See? Now, again, I don't put this on black women because Reagan had a lot to do with the destruction of our home. LBJ got a lot to do with the destruction of black female relationships. It's got a lot to do with government. And it's coming back to, like, why y'all even fucking voting for this lady? Like, they're the ones that destroyed our relationships. Bluntstead, $5 holler. A woman who can't listen can't be taught. A woman can't be taught shouldn't be wed. Oh, I remember that one.
This a real Hotep.
That's a fire bar. I remember I said that. Yeah, I don't remember where. I think I tweeted that, didn't I? Yeah. If you want to go quick, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. There you go. Renee said, everything you have been explaining is how my wife and I move. There you go. You know? And that's why feminism's so destructive. I got so much stuff. I've been blabbering and I didn't get to none of the program today. Obama. Earlier this week, Michelle and I called our friend Kamala Harris. We told her we think she'll make a fantastic president of the United States and that she has our full support at this critical moment for our country. We're going to do everything we can to make sure she wins in November. We hope you'll join us. Let's take a listen. I haven't watched this yet. You know, I'll wait for the show. Let's take a listen.
Kamala.
Hello. Hi.
Hey there.
Oh, hi. You're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This is going to be historic.
So I do agree with a lot of people, you know, holding the phone up to her ear seems a bit fraudulent. It's on speaker. Just hold it in front of your face like everybody else.
Called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh, my goodness. Michelle, Brock, this means so much to me. I am looking forward to doing this with the two of you, Doug and I both, and getting out there, being on the road. But most of all, I just want to tell you the words you have spoken and the friendship that you have given over all these years mean more than I can express. So thank you both. It means so much. And we're going to have some fun with this too, aren't we?
I'm thinking to myself, was this scripted? I think this might have been scripted. Feels scripted. Doesn't seem organic. Seems a bit scripted. She had to gather her thoughts and remember the script and how you handle this phone call.
Kamala.
Hello. Hi.
And then even the pass off, right? Like,
Kamala.
Hello. Hi.
bitch, you knew Obama was calling you.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Stop trying to act like you was busy and they just hand you the phone. Secondly,
Hey there.
are they even on that phone?
Oh, hi. You're
Proud of you. Proud of you. This is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
The mic's right there.
Michelle Brock, this means so much.
Anyway, what does all this mean? What does all this mean? Well, we covered it partly last night on the show, and I said if Barack and Michelle come out and they endorse Kamala, it's part of our auditioning. At least that's what it looks like from my perspective. I could be wrong, but look at the series of successions, right? The series of events for Kamala, right? Joe Biden drops out. Then right after that, we get the Sonia Massey shooting. Then after that, we get the Iran thing. And we saw her statements to Iran. This is to give people a bit of perspective of what life might be like if she was the leader of the new world. And then now the Barack Obama bump. So this is part of her auditioning process. And they're basically saying, what do her poll numbers look like on Monday after we gave her the Council of Foreign Relations? We gave her the Foreign Relations bump. We gave her the racial bump. And we gave her the Barack bump. Okay? What do her poll numbers look like on Monday? Because she hasn't been the nominee, right? She hasn't really been named the nominee yet, and they still got the convention coming up. And what I believe they're trying to do is they're trying to test the waters and see, is this gonna work? So they hit her with the trifecta. We're gonna go through up until Monday, and they're gonna take a look at the polls on Monday, and then Monday, look at Tuesday, and Tuesday media headlines will tell you how they feel about Kamala and if she can make it or not. If Tuesday headlines come out and they start saying things like, well, maybe Gavin would be a better nominee, or maybe such and such would be a better nominee, they might be looking a little iffy on Kamala. But if those numbers look close enough, you won't have those headlines Tuesday. You'll get different Kamala headlines and more bumps, maybe more celebrity cosigns or something like that. You'll get more bumps. But if the headlines on Tuesday, because of the Monday poll numbers don't look right, you're going to start getting different types of headlines. Okay.
I wish all the black people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the white people were as smart as Hotep Jesus. And I wish all the Hispanics were as smart as Hotep Jesus. Because that guy, he really gets it. He knows how to boil it down.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Let's go right here. I'm way over schedule. But that's okay. We're still going to continue with the show. It's a long Friday. And I got another long video for you. But we're going to go through the entire program. Look at this shit. This shit broke my heart.
Y'all heard that song get sampled by Jay-Z in the story of OJ. But you know that Nina Simone's daughter and granddaughter and family did not get the royalties to that. Neither did they have any say-so in Nina Simone's documentary in her movie, because Kamala Harris in 2013, do you know that she took Nina Simone's estate from her daughter, from her granddaughter? Yeah. The same Kamala Harris that we all see running on the sister girl this, sister girl that. In 2013, she charged Nina Simone's daughter with improper use of funds of Miss Nina Simone's estate. And it's alleged that her daughter used $2 million, around $2 million for personal reasons. Kamala Harris's Attorney General office came in and they took the estate by fining Nina Simone's daughter over $6 million in penalty fees for what she did, or what they alleged that she did. And instead of going around and working with her, instead of finding a way and saying, hey, pay restitution, she took the estate of Miss Nina Simone and gave it to white people. And yes, so the estate of one of the most pro-black, downright strong for Black American sisters estate is being run by white people because of Kamala Harris. They went so far as, if you guys saw Nina Simone's movie, do you remember the big uproar that they had over Zoe Saldana playing Nina Simone? Yeah, that was done by the people that took over the estate after Kamala Harris assigned it to them.
Whitewashing.
Does this woman on screen look like this woman on screen? Does Zoe Saldana look anything like Nina Simone? So no, the family did not get to benefit from the movie. And this was all done just before her movie was released, and they started to re-release a lot of Nina Simone music and things from the past. So yeah, right when it came time to produce and to really reintroduce Nina Simone back to the world, Kamala Harris took the estate from her daughter.
So y'all could talk about all the stats y'all want to. Now, anybody knows, if they watch my chess streams, when I play chess, it's Sade and Nina Simone. This is what I listen to. This is what helps me when I'm playing chess. For me, that was enough to hate Kamala. Forget her track record and all of that. How could you improperly use the funds of your heir? Of your predecessor. You are the heir. How is it it's my money. It's my family. So the government can tell you and say, hey, you using your family's money wrong. Nigga, it's my family. And y'all do this to Nina Simone? That was enough for me. My reasons for all this shit is completely different. But I view these Negroes, these Boule University Negroes, just like this brother does, Real Tim Black. He says, elite blacks despise us. They feel ashamed to share our identities. They often see our struggles as personal failures rather than systemic and by design. That's true. They feel we are a burden to their identities and their overall treatment in white society. That's what these niggas do. These Boule Negroes, that sentence right there encapsulates the sentiment exactly that I have towards these people. They think because Pookie do something, the white man going, I don't give a fuck how white people view me. I know how I view me. I know how my audience views me. I know how the homies view me. And that's the only view that fucking matters. I know how our customers view us. That's the only thing. Because these people are in love with white people. These Boule niggas are in love with white people. That's why they talk about, I want to be included. I want to be seen. I want inclusion. I want recognition. Because they give a fuck about white people's opinions. And that's why I say, what the fuck is black power? What the fuck is black power when all you really want is white recognition? Where's the power in that? That's why I can't get with the black agenda. Because the black agenda can't be the black agenda unless they include white folks. And to me, that's not a black agenda. That's a white agenda. You got to focus on you. And they're so concerned with how they're viewed in the fucking office. If I'm in the office and Susie can't view me as an individual and she views me based upon a group of people, well, guess what? She's just an ignorant fuck. There's nothing I can do about that. So maybe you need to do better as an individual so she sees you for you and not as a group of people. That's what's brought me success. I am so stand out that when I'm in the office, nobody can even compare me to anybody. They just see me. As crazy as I may be, they see me. It says they may hate bigots, but they have a special disdain for the black, lower, middle class, undereducated, and poor masses. And this is why I come back and I tell people, Marx was right. Socialists know how to identify a problem. They suck at the solution. But Marx is right. And that's why he knew what string to pull on to radicalize the lower class. Because he knew that relationship between the lower class and the bourgeoisie. He knew that the lower class knew that the middle class looked at the lower class with disdain. So they're like, oh, there's a divide here we can exploit. And it's true. The middle class looks down upon blacks because they care about what the white man thinks. I mean, think about how some of us grew up. Grandmothers and whatever, mothers, you better not go in here and embarrass me in front of these white folk. Why do you care about what white people think? You never thought about that? You never thought about that? We go around, we tell our kids, you got to try 10 times as hard as somebody else. I teach my kids it's not that hard to be the best. Because nobody else is showing up. It's not that hard to be the best. You just got to do the 10% more than the next person that already put you in the elite. Did you wake up and work out? Did you put good foods in your body? Did you read a fucking book today? Did you study something? It takes about 2 hours a day to become elite.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
2 hours a day. 1 hour in the gym, 30 minutes working on a skill, and 30 minutes reading a fucking book. 2 hours to become elite. White people ain't doing this. Black people ain't doing this. You name it. They not doing this. So once you dedicate 2 hours of your day to that, you can do whatever the fuck you want for the rest of the day. And you will still be elite. Because people don't even do that. So that's why I teach my kids how to be elite, regardless of skin color. But the bourgeoisie middle class, and the thing is, I can't blame a lot of these boomers because they come from a time period where they had segregation in their schools. Some of them had sit-ins that they performed at the sit-ins in their high school. They lived that. They lived sit-ins. And to me, now I view when our parents had sit-ins at their high school, I'm saying to myself, oh, so y'all was Black Lives Matter 1.0.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
You niggas is doing dumb shit. You niggas is doing dumb shit for attention, thinking you gonna get something done because you sitting in. What are you sitting in for? You're at an all-black school. What are you sitting in for? You want to be around white people? I gotta look at you funny now. You black, you're the reason why we fucked up now. Because your priorities is fucked. Because you were so busy about you were so concerned about the white man. But again, they did experience a different type of racism that we experience today. They dealt with the type of racism where you got called the N-word. You might have had to fight. I know I dealt with that type of racism. So in some ways, I give them a pass because the time period they grew up in, is what it is. I'm cooking in this stream. Listen, man. If you think I'm cooking, put the chef emoji in the chat. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just, I'm just speaking my mind. Put it right there. Next up, Trump. Trump says, given the continued political chaos surrounding crooked Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, general election debate details cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide on their nominee. There's a strong sense by many in the Democrat Party, namely Barack Hussein Obama, that Kamala Harris is a Marxist fraud who cannot beat President Trump. And they are still holding out for someone better. Therefore, it would be inappropriate to schedule things with Harris because Democrats could very well still change their minds. So, Trump, he listens to the Hoteps. He knows what the fuck is going on. And he's correct. He's correct. First of all, from a political strategy, the last thing you want to do as the favorite is validate your opponent. He should not debate Kamala Harris because she's not the nominee. When she becomes the nominee, then that's a different story. But if he debates her before she is affirmed as the nominee, all he does is validate her as the nominee. So some people are saying he's scared. Now, I don't think he's scared. I think he's playing political strategy. And that is the correct political strategy. When that bitch get the nomination, then we can take her serious. And I just told y'all before this that I believe she's still auditioning for the part. That's why you see all these, fake looking situations like the Obama call. It just looks fraudulent, looks fake. It's an audition. She's auditioning for a part in the political process. So until she gets her shit together and she's the nominee, then we can consider her eligible for a debate. Hey, I need y'all to clip this shit for me. If y'all see something fire, I need y'all to clip it for me, please. Cracking some eggs to make a Hotep omelet? Appreciate you, man. I see a lot of cooking emoji in the chat. I appreciate the support, man. I'm just lending you my mind, that's all. Funny, AJ was just talking about how viewing everything through a racial lens gets less as you get more intelligent, but it's not devolved into that. Whites hate spicy food. What? All right, let's go to this next story here. Then we got to get into some big brain shit. I didn't even get to the big brain shit. Justin, France's high-speed train system is severely disrupted by coordinated acts of sabotage. This is something we're concerned about for the Olympics. Please pray for all of our competitors. And with that being said, let's head to the Super Dap Dap of the day. We're going to have to get big brain on y'all, but in the meantime, make sure you follow Super Dap AI, Super Dap 2Ps AI over on Twitter, a leader in social and where we'll be co-mingling our Syscoin assets amongst each other to help boost our investments. We got to take a look at the banks. We got an article today. We've been talking about this for a while now. And, warnings have gone out from the Hotep community about the banks and what's to come. And I got a little bit of clarity from Zero Hedge as to what's going on here. And my highlights are there. Good. Perfect. All right. Great. So this headline from Zero Hedge, this comes from somebody's Substack, says bank failures are almost certain to follow. The CRE crisis has gone nowhere. So CRE stands for commercial real estate. And one thing before we get into the notes, one thing I noticed. Now, remember, I had a Twitter Spaces, right? I had a Twitter Spaces with Goldstein, and he said that there was an economic collapse looming. And I told him that, yes, he's correct. However, I had to add on that this is not an economic collapse that is going to affect us, middle class people. We'll feel it a little bit. We'll feel it a little bit, but this is a big boy collapse. Okay, so there's several tiers to wealth, right? You got that old money, then you got the new money, then you got the us money, then the people with no money, right? So the old money trying to shake out the new money, because the new money don't got the assets like the old money got. Old money got all types of fucking assets. They got islands and shit, Anyway, so the new money, or let's just say little big money, because it's big money to us, but it's little money to them. They're trying to destroy the little big money guys. Okay. And this is how you get as I've coined it, the great banking consolidation. Okay. And this will probably come during the Trump years. So now that we have that set aside, let's go into the article. So it says right here, my highlights, community banks, which refer to small and medium-sized banks, emerge as a primary source of concern due to their substantially higher exposure compared to their larger competitors. This is clearly visible in the figure where, on average, these banks allocate 45% of their loans to commercial real estate. Now, let's stop right here because I got to build a little bit of anecdotal evidence. So I was looking around for a studio that we can launch the Hotep Nation studios out of temporarily, and I started with, places by my home. And I noticed that when I went on these tours, there was a huge amount of vacancy. I noticed that offices I never would have been able to afford, I could now afford. And I was like, whoa, there's something going wrong with commercial real estate. So before we had a residential collapse, I think the next one's going to be commercial collapse. And that's what we're seeing right here. Okay. So it says, while the largest banks maintain more cautious concentration around 12%, difference is not unexpected as community banks are inclined to take on more risks due to their lower capital requirements. So people be saying, Hotep Jesus, how can you say that this is contrived by the Federal Reserve? That doesn't make any sense. Well, it's the Federal Reserve that sets the standards for reserves. And as of the pandemic, the reserve requirement for a bank is 0%. They're not required to keep any cash on hand at all. Okay. So now we set that aside. So basically, what does that mean? Let's stop right there. What does that mean when you say they don't need to have any cash on hand? Well, basically, you're saying to a child, I'm going to give you a really long leash to hang yourself. You're just going to run wild. You can eat all the candy and donuts that you want till you just kill yourself without saying no at some point. So what are the banks going to do? The banks are going to fucking run wild. They're going to get all the candy they can get. So here we go. It says, this difference is not unexpected as community banks are inclined to take on more risk due to their lower capital requirements. This seemingly underscores, you see right here? This seemingly, I just want to point something out to you. This is why also I can't argue with people about politics. Notice how many viewers we had when we were talking politics, but as soon as we switch to banks, at least 20 people leave. This is why I can't argue with people. Because when the topics come up that are more important than politics, they can't hang. It's too boring or it's too intelligent for them. This is the issue. This is why I can't argue with these people. Because they can't talk money. Wu-Tang taught me cash rules everything around me. So if you ain't talking money, what is you talking about? So I just want y'all to notice that a lot of people leave as soon as we start talking money. So I want to congratulate the people still here, because you get how important these topics are. Because these present wealth transfers. These present opportunities. So when we're talking about black power and what black people could do, you're looking at Kamala. I'm looking at commercial real estate, and I'm saying to myself, wait a second. If we stack our paper, when the commercial real estate market crashes, you'll get commercial real estate at bottom of the market prices. So you raised all that money for Kamala when you could have saved that money for commercial real estate investments for the incoming crisis that Jerome Powell called back in March. Said it was coming. It's inevitable, according to Jerome Powell. And then what people will do is they'll say, this is white supremacy. It's not white supremacy. It's intelligence supremacy. It's money supremacy. It's I'm paying attention to the real things in life and not the bullshit like, Kamala Harris versus Trump. So those things are important, but these things are life-changing. You scoop up a piece of commercial real estate at dirt cheap prices, and then the market recovers and that property you bought for $1 million is now worth $20 million. It's life-changing fucking money. So what'll happen is the white people that are paying attention, or the wealthy or the intelligent, the elite people that are paying attention, know the crash is coming, so they're stacking their money. Then the crash will happen. They'll go in, BlackRock, whoever, they'll go in, they'll buy up all the commercial properties in one big bundle. Then you'll be complaining and saying, we can't afford to keep our hairdresser open. We can't afford this. Commercial real estate rents is through the roof. It's because you was paying attention to Kamala. You wasn't paying attention to Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Let's go back. I just wanted to point that out to y'all to show you how important this stuff is. So it continues, says, however, high CRE concentration alone do not inherently imply problems. The real issue arises, listen to this, combination of high concentrations, insufficient reserves, and delinquency issues, right? People not making their payments. Therefore, it is essential to analyze the coverage ratio, which compares CRE to reserves for losses, basically allowance for loan losses. Now, if they ain't got no reserves, you'll see in a second. This ratio effectively measures the leverage in the CRE portfolio. The higher the number, the higher the possible future risk. It says right here, mid-sized banks are hovering at a coverage ratio of 300%, while biggest banks maintain a modest 50%. This disparity seems to strengthen the argument that community banks are the primary issue. Community banks. Now, we've been talking about this on the show before, and basically what I said was, JP Morgan ain't going nowhere. Citi ain't going nowhere. But your community bank, it might turn into a Chase Bank. Let's continue. Says, however, there is another side to the coin when we examine non-performing loans in the CRE loans, aka NPLs. So it says here, NPLs are defined as loans that are either non-accrual status or 90 days past due, meaning they're not making no money off these shits. Something went wrong somewhere. The occurrence of NPLs is increasing across various bank portfolios, and the big banks are not excluded from this trend. The following figure presents the average CRE NPL percentage in CRE loans categorized by the same bank sizes as previously analyzed. And you can see right here the chart. It says right here, the biggest banks are definitely the ones which are having NPL issues at the moment, which is even more visible when we look at the non-farm, non-residential, non-owner occupied component of CREs, investment properties. This component is crucial because CRE loan is classified as a non-farm, non-residential, non-owner occupied, if the borrower is making payments primarily from rental income. Hence, this category is very sensitive to any issue in the sector. And like I said, I saw a lot of vacancies out there. So who's paying the rent? You got to dip into your reserves for that. It says here, NPLs in the non-owner component have reached worryingly high levels among big banks, while for the remaining sector, it stands at normal levels for now. So the big banks have a whole bunch of properties that they're sitting on or loans that they're sitting on that they're not making money off of. But Hotep Jesus, you just told me mid-sized banks. Well, the difference between the mid-sized banks and the big banks is the banks got bailed out, we got sold out. See, the big banks got guys like Jamie Dimon, who was in discussions with Trump to become Secretary of Treasury. They've got connections to Washington, D.C. So what happens is the mid-sized level banks ain't gonna make it. But the big banks are gonna make big bank. Wait, Hotep Jesus, you just told me that they're gonna be losing a lot of money. No, they're going to win a lot of money. I'll tell you how. It's just like Trump and his bankruptcies. You have a debt and you file for bankruptcy, you don't have to pay that debt no more. It's gone. But you still maintain the asset. These are the games that the rich play. So the big banks will have a whole bunch of properties. Okay. And these properties won't accrue any capital. Okay. The loans will be forgiven. They'll be bailed out. So basically, you made money. You didn't lose money. You made money. Because if the banks didn't bail you out, you would have lost money. But you get to keep the asset. And this is how the rich keep getting richer. Because the big banks will get bailed out. And the middle banks, well, they're going to fold. It says here, in conclusion, the issues with CRE loans have been circulating for some time, but the narrative often focuses on community banks. However, as we observed, identifying the weak links in the banking sector is not straightforward. Small and medium banks undeniably have a higher exposure to commercial real estate compared to large banks, but they have lower levels of non-performing loans. Okay. Nevertheless, the situation is expected to soon reveal its impact. Banks facing increasing problems will raise their provisions, negatively affecting their profitability and, more importantly, the credit market. The credit market. Bank failures are almost certain to follow, as warned by Chairman of the Fed, Jerome Powell. Buckle up. And with that said, let's head to the phone lines. Text Hotep your name at 202-596-5631. I'll take a couple of phone calls before I get out of here.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
It's lit. Hotep Con tickets on sale. Do remember HotepNation.com. Go get your tickets. Hotep Miami. Use coupon code Grift Report for 10% off your tickets. We're about to get Goldstein calling in. Let's talk to Goldstein. Goldstein, go ahead. Hit my line. Checking up on the chat here. Catching up on the chat. And let me also catch up on the Twitter sphere. Maybe the world is burning while we've been broadcasting and I don't know it yet. Got the opening ceremony festivities going.
Call from Murphy.
Goldstein.
What's happening?
What's happening, bro?
Same old shit.
So the dude who was on that Zoom call, first of all, how do I get in that Zoom call?
I think that's on his channel. I don't think that was a Zoom call. I think that was a StreamYard, but it could have been a Zoom call. I'm not sure. I think it's StreamYard though. I think it's probably on his show.
I'm trying to get in one of these shits. I want a Brandon Tatum moment. You know what I mean?
What you
I want my own
mean?
Brandon Tatum moment where I get some dude just out of his motherfucking skin threatening to take my life or some shit. That'd be all right.
You need a moment like that in your story, bro.
Dude. No, but the dude, you could tell, kind of is full of shit in that if you're looking for political pundits, and this is advice to people out there who may not know this, but if you're looking for political pundits, people whose word you can trust as far as politics goes, then you don't ever want to fucking fuck with people who spend more time talking about what the other side does and very little time talking about what their side is going to do or is doing.
Bingo.
Yeah, you know, you can always tell.
That's a tell. That's a tell. That's a huge tell.
Big deal. A huge fucking tell. It's like you spend 99.9% of your time talking about the Democrats and what they're fucking up. Never any time talking about what you can fix or what have you fixed.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
So that's always one thing. Two, if the chat said the nigga ain't shit, then goddamn it, the nigga ain't shit. I don't want to hear none of this, but he's got good points. You know what else got good points? Knives. And they're used to cut your ass.
Yo, people be impressed with good points, yo. They be like, oh, but he makes good points. It's like, nigga, the points ain't even that dope. It's just statistics. It's just numbers and shit. Like, they took no thinking involved. You just spit out a bunch of numbers. That's why I don't make my arguments with numbers.
Right. And then, see, the bitch is a knucklehead bitch, and he knew that, so he just took advantage of that. But let's say that's a Democrat worth their salt.
Yeah.
All they had to do was say, okay, sure, your statistics, they can't be disputed. But let me hear some statistics on what the Republicans have done in those same areas.
Right.
Have they even campaigned in those areas? Fuck policy. Have they even put boots on the ground to register motherfuckers to vote? If you can't say they have, then shut up about what's being done there. Because you ain't got no motherfucking skin in the game. You can't complain.
Right. Yeah, Sonny Johnson talks about that a lot, how, people talk about, oh, why aren't they voting Republican? It's just like, well, have you been to that region or that vicinity or that district and noticed that there's no Republican on the ballot?
Not a single motherfucking one. There's only one Scott Pressler, unless you want to count Caitlin Clark. But there's only one Scott Pressler. He can only do so much.
He can only do but so much.
But I do want to say this, man, and I'm a little upset by this motherfucking Kamala Harris shit. This one aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers is making this bitch out to be a tyrant all of a sudden. Like, oh my God, look how horrible she is.
Yeah.
Right? That bitch has been the same level of horrible her entire political career.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
It has not increased now that she's the presumptive nominee.
Right.
So if anybody's out there trying to sell you on that notion, like, oh shit, here comes fucking trouble, fuck them too. They're grifting off your ass. They're trying to play on you to get whatever it is they want out the deal. That bitch ain't more horrible than she's been. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't even know why we wasting time talking about, oh, she was the border czar and now she ain't the border czar. How is that going to get votes? How is that going to... It's crazy because they sit on X and Twitter, I should say. They sit on Twitter and they fucking tell each other this. Like you got In Wokeness, aka Jack Sovic, and you got Libs of TikTok talking about border czar. She was the border czar. Some of them have been repeating that shit. Border czar, border czar, border czar. And it's like you ain't telling nobody that but your followers.
Right.
You're not convincing anybody because anybody worth convincing ain't listening to your weird ass. You damn sure ain't convincing the left. So who are you trying to convince? To me, it starts to sound like you're programming your followers.
And
That's what it looks like to me.
And to believe in that she's actually doing something at the border or something?
Nah, into thinking that that's an important issue that they should hang their fucking hat on.
Yeah.
Like,
her being
you're
the
trying to
border czar.
convince your followers, because that's all you're talking to. This is an echo chamber.
Yeah.
So constantly just putting post after post after post about, nope, she was the border czar. Look, now Axios is trying to erase some shit. You're only talking to people who already believe whatever the fuck it is that you want them to believe. So constantly repeating that shit sounds like you're programming them.
Right.
You're making them susceptible to fucking, mental manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like to me. So like I said, if people are trying to make this bitch seem like the boogeyman all of a sudden, this bitch is as inept as it gets.
Yeah.
She is not to be feared at all.
So the thing with politics is, which I always thought was weird, was it's never about here's what I could offer. It's always about, here's why my opponent sucks. That's what I see on the ads. It's like, so you have nothing to offer. It's just, this guy sucks. So that's what they do. They just shit on each other. That's why you always see like stuff come out and the dirty laundry, right? All that dirty laundry gets aired, et cetera, et cetera. So now that we're in this political war for the elections, what you're seeing is all these accounts are now like, okay, Kamala's the new target. Let's shit on Kamala, right? And I get it. That's the political strategy. I don't necessarily participate in it. It to me, it like you said, it's very like small brain type shit, and it's just like it's banal. It's just like it's like oh, she's the border czar. Like what?
It makes it look like you up to something. To me, it makes it look like you're trying to hide something. You up to something because you telling us shit that we already know, right? When the bitch was named border czar, they were already dogging her ass out on how she wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Fine. This bitch has been inept her entire fucking political career. I don't need that reiterated to me. What I need to hear is, what the fuck are you going to do?
Correct.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And in doing so, to me, that makes it seem the right is, like Strong Dad has been trying to drill into motherfuckers' head, ain't no better than the left. They use different tactics. All of those tactics are meant to dangle some bullshit in front of you without actually offering anything of substance.
Right.
So that's one aspect of that. If people can see it there, great. Then maybe they'll start seeing it in other areas too. Because that's at the end of the day what we do it for, to try and inform motherfuckers.
Yes, sir.
So, great show last night, though, man.
Appreciate you.
I got to fucking holler at you one day and pick your brain on how to fucking kick off streaming.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get in the game. I'm finally saying fuck it.
We should do a stream on it. We should do like a Twitter Spaces, like how to start streaming, and then you could just like pick my brain live, and then we can, turn it into content.
Hell yeah. I also got to holler at Kamar Daniels because I know he's the plug.
He's the plug.
Electronics.
Yep, he's the plug. So that changes the conversation too, right? Like if you go into Kamar, now it's a different type of streaming we talking about now. So yeah, we could get busy.
Hell yeah, man. All right, then. Let's get back to it.
Yo, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill.
Goldstein stream coming soon. I'm scared of that. A Goldstein stream? Oh my God. Oh, Lord have mercy. What have we created? Oh my God. We got to play him on Kick. We got to. I think that's gonna be my suggestion for him. You gotta go to Kick. You gotta build your audience on Kick. We putting Goldstein on Kick. We not going Rumble. We not going YouTube. We going straight Kick. I was thinking about canceling my Rumble account and moving all my secondary content to Kick.
Call from
Strong Dad.
Strong Dad, what happened, bro?
What up? What up?
What's good, bro?
So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. So I was only gonna just listen, but I just wanted to call in because you know what I'm saying. I heard Scott Pressel's name, and I just wanted to be known that when he showed to start cleaning, I DM'd this nigga and Kim because my cousin Taurus was heading the cleanups for all of the illegal dumping in Baltimore. And they were like, oh, yeah, we got you. We'll get in contact and give them help. But then started the grift on their own, cleaned up one little neighborhood and left. And that neighborhood ended up getting cleaned up by my cousin anyway because of how bad of a job they did. So I've never really liked him because I feel like he grifted off of my city directly to become who he is today. So every time I see that nigga, I don't like him.
Let's back up. Wait. Back up. We missing some key details here. Wait a second. You reached out and said what?
I reached out because my cousin.
But what did you say?
Said my cousin Taurus Barksdale. He's leading the cleanups for all of the illegal dumping in Baltimore. He's also somebody who's running for community office.
And then you got a response?
Contact with him directly. I got a response.
And what response from who?
Nothing at the response was just, oh, we'll look into that. Thanks for letting us know.
Response from who?
Right at the very beginning, Pressler.
Okay. He said, we'll look into that.
I contacted Kim, but I don't ever think I got a response back. I have to look back to make sure. You know what I'm saying? But I've never liked them because there was several community cleanups being led down there, and they never showed up to any of those where the problem really was. It was kind of just in like the tendrils of BMO, the edges of where the things were bad, were the worst. And I don't know. I think that the mission.
So he never connected with your cousin.
It's awesome. He never connected with, but there was only 3 people doing it out there. And my cousin was the largest one doing it. So it's impossible to go to Baltimore and not know Taurus Barksdale leading that. And still doing it today. Hiring men, hiring the squeegee boys so that they would stop beating people up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hiring young brothers out of prison or out of jail down there to help them clean the community, to get them to do something. And that was an area where things were the worst, where the riots happened. That's like right by my grandmother's neighborhood. And that was the area that was affected the most and still is suffering the most because the only aid they have is from from the people down in that area. So, I don't take away from what he's done, but I definitely don't give him the accolades that I feel like those accolades are ill-gotten on the grift. And I grift on someone else's city, not mine. That's all I wanted to say.
They got a grift. I knew the cleanup was a publicity stunt. These people don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about actually connecting with. See, here's the issue. If he connects with your cousin, then it minimizes how big his impact looks because they're selling like a Umar, right? Because what they're selling is. Nobody's cleaning up Baltimore. It's just me. Watch me clean up Baltimore, right? Meanwhile, you got a whole coalition that's cleaning up Baltimore. So that's one myth that's going to be dispelled, that black people just don't care about their community and nobody's cleaning it up. 2, he's going to have to share the limelight. If he even comes to terms with, okay, I'm going to work with you, Now I got to share the limelight, which minimizes my light. But you know, Hotep Jesus don't operate like that. If it was us and we was organizing cleanup, you say, yo, I got a brother that's in charge of the cleanup. The first thing I would have did was I would have got on the phone with him, picked his brain and said, yo, here's my grift. Come be a part of this. Or we'll come piggyback
if
off
I'd have
your
known
grift.
that Cannon Hotep was down there.
Yeah,
If I'd have known that Cannon Hotep was down there during that time, I'd have contacted him.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah.
I've met these people before, so I've been able to feel their energy pause, and you know, it's a very grifty energy.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense.
That's fucked up though. That's fucked up though. That's fucked up.
I had to release that from my spirit.
Yeah, but that's fucked up that he ain't reach out.
Yeah, like them the niggas right there. They're the ones. Oh, you want some crackers? I'm gonna give this girl some crackers right now. Much love, y'all. Hotep and Bill.
All right, Hotep and Bill. China. Hey, y'all, I'm telling you right now. You might see me with this polo blazer on.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I don't like that shirt, though. I don't like that shirt and tie. Not for me, but that blazer is hard body. Ralph Lauren caught that. That's a really tough ass blazer. I like that blazer, man. That blazer's fire. Is that red and black trim? I like that blazer. That's like a ivory or a cream blazer. It's an off-white type blazer. It's not white. It's like an off-white type situation. Then LeBron, you know, I guess, see, they messed it up. They got the all whites. You got to have, if you got the cream, see, the Olympic Committee, they don't know how to coordinate. You got to coordinate. What movie is that from? Y'all know what movie that's from? Pop quiz. If you do the cream blazer, you got to do the cream shoes. They got to match. You can't have white and cream. There's no gold. There's no gel. There's no gel. So they did the light blend denim. That's the other thing is they chose a light denim. It should be a dark denim. It should be a dark denim. It shouldn't be a light denim. So that's the other fashion mistake they made here. There's a couple of fashion mistakes they made here and ruined this blazer. Nope, it's not coming to America. It's not coming to America. Noel got it. It's not Friday. Boomerang. What was the name of the actor that played in that part? Who was that? Whose famous lines were they? Who can tell me? Who in the chat knows those famous lines? Who could tell me? Noel got it. R.I.P. John Witherspoon. Yeah. John Witherspoon. I just watched Boomerang the other day. Fire ass movie. I love that movie. I love Halle Berry's character in that movie as well. She was adorable. Absolutely a sweetheart. He said vampire in Brooklyn. Oh man. What a day. What a stream. I didn't expect today's stream to go like that. People wanted to rant. I think I gave y'all a lecture instead. You know, it just depends on how the subject matter hits me. You know, I don't come, too planned. It's all improv here. And that's why it's so organic and that's why people love it. But I just ask that you guys clip your favorite parts. That's my ask from you guys. If you don't invest, clip, man. Send the clips, man. Especially if you grifting off the Elon bucks, send the clips and I'll retweet. I had somebody post a clip the other day and she got like 300 retweets. Grift off of Hotep Jesus. And let me grift off of you. Let's get the grift going, But hit me with that clip, man. Hit me with those clips. I'm gonna get out of here. It's time for me to get ready to see what is it? Iron Man versus Spider-Man or some shit tonight. What is that shit? Is in the movie theater? X-Men versus Spider-Man, X-Men versus Superman, Wolverine versus Deadpool. There we go. Wolverine versus Deadpool. Going to take the fam to see that tonight. Robert Jones, appreciate you for investing. He says, been seeing a lot of ads for free money if you open an account. Banks are itching for reserves. Yeah, that makes sense. Bowser Cooper, member for 3 months. Best show on the internet. Hotep, you're a genius.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Appreciate you, bro. My Twitter book is no longer available. I think there's one used copy available on Amazon, but I took that off the market because I can't let my genius fall into the wrong hands. So that's been officially taken off the market. So you can no longer get my book on how to dominate Twitter. The grifters ruined it. John Glasgow, $5 holla. He says, my black wife listens to me. Shout out to her. She sees a vision and wants the accomplishment. Hashtag Hotep wife. Listen, if a man got a vision, man, listen to him. Ride with it. Francisco Sanchez with the $20 holla. Kamala is 3/4 Indian. Ran under her Indian heritage when she ran for California AG. Kamala's family has slave master lineage. Remember, Gandhi did not like black people. Kamala is closer to Gandhi than a Sonny Johnson. Yeah, that's true. Matthew Aaron, great show today. Everyone stay well and enjoy the weekend with your loved ones. Peace and love to all. Thank you, Matthew Aaron.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Shout out to Blunt Stat, Marta D, Ron Gibbs, Alethea. Been listening for a while, and your content is so elevated and valuable. Thank you, Hotep and Bill. Shout out to Alethea. I think that's a first timer right there. Appreciate you. Dr. Feels Good. That 10-minute lecture on voters is exactly why this is the greatest show on the planet Earth. Talk to him.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
I don't remember what I said, but somebody clipped that. Somebody clipped that section right there. Torian, we need these rants clipped and archived. Absolutely. Shout out to Palmetto Parks, Middleman Reek, Dante Martin, Knuckle Brew, Hotep Daxter, Zanthoven, Federico El Parino, Jabari, Angelia, and Bitcoin Noobs. Thank you for helping me just completely obliterate the goal today. Shout out to Heather and all the mods in the chat. Appreciate y'all, man. Go enjoy your weekend, man. I'm out of here, man. Be well, stay merry, tell somebody in your family that you love them, and as always, Hotep and Bill.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,